This time we're going to dig deep and look at a model of a foundation machine. It's a Delmag RH 18/200 by Conrad Models. Included in the box is a simple graphical instruction sheet, and the presentation of the model is high quality with black foam rubber used. So to begin with, first out of the box is the Delmag, and after that we've got a bag of small parts, and then there's the Kelly bar, auger and drive motor. To begin with, one very nice aspect of the model is that the auger is removable from the Kelly bar, and to do that you just remove a plastic pin and then the auger pulls off. In turn, that allows you to pull the Kelly bar out of the rotary drive, so this model strips down great for a transport load. But to begin with, we'll assemble the model and we'll start by raising the leader. This is controlled by multiple hydraulic rams, and they are just the right combination of stiffness and smoothness. If you need to raise the leader and support it, there's a foot at the bottom, and you can extend that out. The next thing we'll do is to rig the machine for work, and we'll do that by attaching the handrails around the top of the machine. And these press into pre-formed holes. They are a nice fit because they are a little bit stiff to get in, but that does mean that they hold the pose very well. So in turn they're not easy to knock out of position. One other thing we need to do, although we should have done it at the start, and that's extend out the tracks for stability. Now we need to attach the drilling equipment, so we'll put a key into one of the winch drums, and that allows us to alter the sledge position on the leader. Unfortunately, this is all reeved up out of the box. Then we can add in the rotary drive onto the sledge, and that clips into position. Now we can simulate the real machine by operating the second winch with another key, and we can lower the winch rope that attaches to the top of the Kelly bar. That simply gets tied on, and then we can use the winch to raise the Kelly bar back up. Once we get it more or less vertical, we can keep winding it up, and by straightening up the leader we can feed the Kelly bar into the rotary drive. Here we're using a giant hand just to guide it into position, but once you've got it located you can then feed it through, and then it slides quite nicely through the rotary drive. Using the winch we can keep on lowering the Kelly bar until we get to the position where we can attach the auger. And here is that position, so we'll feed the Kelly bar into the auger and pin it in position. With that, the assembly is complete. Starting underneath, there's no real detailing to speak of, but the metal tracks look nice, and they are mounted on reasonable track frames. The cab is particularly solid, and it has metal grab rails and also a protection guard on the top and an access platform on the side. At the rear there's an access ladder, and the counterweight has the Delmag graphic on it, and all of the handrails on the model are metal, as is the exhaust pipe at the back. Looking at the front, there's a bank of soft hydraulic hoses and a nice textured box, and the colour match on the rams is excellent. The rotary drive is nicely detailed, and you can just see the hydraulic motors which are fed by hoses. At the top of the leader all of the pulleys are metal, and it's a definite help that the model is reeved out of the box. There's also a fixed auxiliary winch. The Kelly bar is metal, as is the auger, and just the blades on the auger seem a little on the thick side. One of the plus points of this model is that it makes a very good transport load. So here we've mounted it on a big low loader. There's just enough space to feed in the Kelly bar, and we can also find a space for the rotary drive. Of course we mustn't forget a space for our friendly little auger. So it all looks good, with the only downside being the access platform, because that sticks out and it would be better if it was foldable or removable. No, we haven't had an accident and tipped our rig over, we're just demonstrating that the crawler tracks roll nice and smoothly and that they are extendable. Of course the whole machine can rotate on its tracks, and in a way this is a typical Conrad model because it's smooth and not jerky, and it has that very solid and robust feel. If you want to, you could put the model in front of you and spin the auger, but it's best not to drill through your desktop. As we've already seen, there are 2 winches and they both have a key supplied so that you can operate them. The top one raises the sledge and the rotary drive, and the bottom one raises and lowers the Kelly bar. Both the winches work well and there's enough friction that they can hold any position that you set. If we're on site and we want to fold up the machine so we can track to a different location, then we can simulate that nicely on the model, and you can fold it into a position without fouling the handrails. If you want to carry out some maintenance on your Delmag, you can, because you can remove the 2 winches. To do that, you just ease out the motors that are plugged in at one end, and then you can carefully remove the winch drum. The best way to do that is to use something to just lever it out of position. And that's easy to do, and when you've done it, you've then got complete access to the winch drum. So it would be easy to replace the rope if you want to. This is an attractive and good-looking model by Conrad. As always, it's very solidly made. The detail level is good, and the functionality is excellent. It's good to see another foundation machine model, and this one is easy to rate as very good.